start the video. So it's Wednesday. We just had a really bad fight, me and Veronica. We're quarantined, but I just wanted to try. I wanted to do like a test podcast, and we haven't really talked about the fight, and we're kind of just gonna talk about each part. Each of our parts. I mean, we're talking like a really gnarly fight. Like, listen.
Dude, if you just fucking start yelling
it
at
can
me.
just get annoying when you try to
Veronica.
help and you get fucking cut down. I'm not helping you anymore.
I'm sorry.
I'm not helping you ever. Don't ask me what to fucking eat. Don't ask me what to do. Don't fucking ask me where you're from.
She goes hard, yo. Because after like a while, things just I don't know. How do you think things get so elevated? Oh, like, we good? I know, I don't really want to be doing this either. I really don't. But I just think it'll be good for, like, people.
How do things get so elevated?
Well, I mean, yeah, like, did you hear yourself? I mean, you sound like a different person right now.
Let me see it. It's on your TikTok?
Yeah. Well.
I know, because
Put on the headphones.
Something wrong again.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's these ones.
you're like hurting my feelings.
So we're basically gonna work out our shit on a public platform so that people can understand, you know, what how a married couple communicates and fights and gets through fights. And because I think that, like, getting through fights is, I mean, it's everything. Like, you're going to fight, and if you don't fight, then you just aren't. I mean, people are just different. Like, whatever, okay? We're intense people. We're very passionate people. And we fight sometimes. Sometimes we go, like, a long time without fighting. And were you just, like, randomly watching TikTok?
I'm trying to find you. I was hoping yours would show up.
Well, just because... Can you help me? I just want to give you these headphones, but, like, people are... I don't want to, like... Veronica's just watching the clip. So we had Oleg with us, and he filmed. I encouraged him to film that stuff just because.
Hey, Ryan.
Oh, what's up, Ryan? Right now? Well, just because people are waiting. Like, Ryan Goldenberg just called us. He lives in San Francisco.
We just started a podcast.
And he's
right
we FaceTimed him the other night just to see what was happening with the San Francisco quarantine.
I'm assuming you're just home.
And she just, like, answered the phone. Sorry, everyone, but I have a feeling this is going to be a really good podcast because I think people have to, like, understand how to what up, bro? How to get, like,
Are you on lockdown?
through difficult times. I feel like I want to immediately post something like this, like, right after the fight, because I just feel like people are like, I just posted.
Well, that video definitely is in your favor.
Really?
I think.
Well, there's more.
There's more?
Yeah, there's more. We can always post more, and I just think it doesn't matter. It's like it takes two to tango, and
Is that going, or did he stop it?
it's going, but you're really not. Like, you have to be a little closer to the mic.
But I can't reach Rami and play with him.
Yeah, you can. You can move the mic, like, move the mic forward.
Hey, mister, that hurts.
I don't even, like, remember, like, what.
You asked me how does it escalate that far.
Yeah.
And we have, like, different ways of coping, and you can't handle just, like, leaving something alone for a minute. And you kept pushing my buttons, and I'm like, just give me a little bit of time to calm down. And, like, realize what happened, and you just kept pushing me and putting me down, and I'm gonna snap from time to time.
Well, I don't think I was putting you down.
Ow.
I think it was actually the opposite.
Well, condescending, like the way you talk is also a form of like putting me down. You know?
So, do you remember what happened?
I was just on the phone with Sean trying to explain to him. I mean, at first it started in the house because, like, we're out the door and you decide that that's a good time to start cleaning, which is a trigger for me already. Because, what are you looking at?
What's that noise?
The washing machine.
Keep going. Please continue.
So first, I couldn't really remember. I know one of the things was about the waiting for you. And then there was something else before your water bottle hit me in the arm. And I think I walked into a doorknob yesterday on the same arm. So it hurt really bad. And I tend to get hurt around you a lot because you're like clumsy. I mean, I tend to get hurt. I'm clumsy too. But like your awareness a lot of times. And you're moving too fast. So like that's a trigger. I also haven't smoked weed in like since Monday. I mean, I have been eating edibles, not today.
You haven't eaten any today? And yeah, we've been cooped up in the house, and I have been not eating great and not working out as much as you have been. And
Before the water bottle and
you gotta.
before the
Oh wait. What?
before the water bottle happened, and after me yelling at you for taking your time getting in the car, what was it about?
Well, before we left, it was like, let's go. And I was like, well, what's the rush? And you were like, we're always waiting for you.
No, it was about
Oh, Tim?
yeah.
Right. So that's what happened. That's what started the whole thing, was this like just kind of this issue I have with my partner. It's just like a frustrating thing for me. And I kind of brought up, yeah, that's where it started. I brought that up and you said, well, it's
That's what it comes with working with someone, because I see your side, but I want to be positive and I want to try to like help, and I just got attacked for saying that.
well, I just repeated what you said in like a condescending way. I said, you can't work with fucking friends.
But
And
you
it
said
just-
like, don't give me advice, like don't say that, like obviously, like it wasn't just
Right.
repeating it, it
Yeah.
was like I feel like you have a lot of drama in your life. Like you're upset with this person, you're upset with that person, and like I end up being your sounding board as your wife. But like I like being happy and in my way, like on my way, and like a lot of times it's like all these problems I have to solve for you. And like if I just try to listen, you feel I'm not paying attention. If I say something, then I said the wrong thing. It's just I feel like I can't win, and like I don't always want to wear like such heaviness all the time. Especially when a situation, when it regards Tim, because I don't want there to be problems, and I know he's your best friend as well, and there won't be, but I like want to keep it light. Like, what am I going to say? Like, yeah, fuck him, you know? Like,
no, you say, well, what do you think it is? And then I say, I think it's the fact that I can't stand up to him and tell him that like, this is not okay it's not okay when you hang up on me. It's not okay for you to like get upset with me when I ask for you to pay me back if you owe me money. Like that's something I need to be able to do. I need to be able to stand up for myself. And when you have problems, like imagine if you had like 10 Seans that you worked with, you'd have drama too. And
you know that you like drama. I have worked with 3 other
hold on though.
2 other girls, and I've worked in large salons, and I worked on teams of stages. Like, I don't have that kind of drama. Like, you tend to.
You don't. Actually
your sponsor has said that to you as well. Like, you tend to.
No, he doesn't say I like it. He says that I gravitate towards it, and I'm attracted to it, and it gets created in my life. Unknowingly or unwillingly, but it causes me pain, stress, and ulcers, and I don't want drama.
But it's what you know. Your dad's the same. Like,
But like, I want to do.
He moves from like having enemies with like his sister, then to like, not really us, but like then your brother. Like, it's always, then his brother. Like, he moves through people. It's kind of what you were raised with.
Yeah, and also I have a mind that's like
very sensitive.
And like really looking for negative.
You're very much in self a lot.
It's so hard.
Like, poor me. Like, this happened to me. So-and-so said this. Like, someone who would just typically brush it off, which isn't always maybe the best thing, because then it, goes under the rug and then it explodes. You need to deal with it instantly, which is also why this fight escalated, because I wasn't ready. I take a long time to process it. I don't have the experience in therapy you have. And I didn't even really realize until halfway through the hike, I wonder if I'm irritable because I'm not smoking, or obviously there's triggers for me. I mean, you say I'm resentful towards you. I know who I married, but it doesn't mean it's always easy. I love you. I love these crazy things about you, but sometimes I'm going to explode over them because it's like, I can't take it anymore.
How did it get so bad in the car? She broke my center console because she smashed the center console onto my water bottle. Here's the thing: is this is my thing. Everybody knows. Can you please, Veronica? Can you just please?
I'm gonna lean in when it's time to talk again.
I know, but can you please not do that right now?
Okay.
Just focus.
But look how cute he is.
I know he's cute, but this is a time when we get to connect.
That's another thing that upset you, is that I sometimes tend to squirrel.
Sometimes.
A lot of times.
Yeah, and it's really hard for me. But I don't even remember what I was saying now. The dog is
the water bottle, how it escalated, and everyone knows how you're.
Yeah, so I need to work on being enough, but it's hard because everyone's always telling me how difficult I am. I'm the bad guy. Oh, I'm the one who's hard to deal with. Ooh, Pat. But you know what the truth is? That's bullshit. And I actually appreciate that you say that I am that you are grateful for my emotional intelligence and my ability to see my part and work through shit. But I still have this issue where I see myself and our relationship as I'm the fucked up one. And you're great and you're perfect and it's all you're able to do all the things you need to do, and you work out, you eat good, you're happy all the time, you wake up early, you have your career, you're doing all these great things, and I'm just some fucked up alcoholic who's miserable all the time.
What is it that you're looking for me to say right now?
That's the way my mind sees the relationship.
That's a decision you make.
Well, I know, but it gets reinforced by when you say things I'm always this way, or
well, one thing we know is that, I mean, we're definitely guilty of it when we fall into it, but we shouldn't say, oh, you always, you never. We need to stay away from those words.
Yeah, but what if instead of when I ask for help for food, what if you jumped at the opportunity to help me? I guess you're saying you don't like doing that because I don't respond well to the help. And I guess that's the same way I feel when I try to help you with something and you don't help me help you. The TikTok videos. If you want my help, I want to be, I know there's 1,000 different ways that I can help you, And there's a bunch of different times where you want my help. And rather than me getting annoyed by that, why don't I take that opportunity to get excited about helping you? And then I think you can do the same thing for me.
Oh, like, what do you think escalated it so much? Okay. Up to me. Well,
Did you hear what I said?
yeah, I think that when it comes to cooking for you, you say like make more of what I make. Well, I eat, 3 to 5 meals a day, so it's costly, and I'll make you food and then you're wasteful. You're never hungry when I make it. And then clean food isn't good later. So then you like will waste it, and now I don't have a meal for tomorrow, and you don't like what I eat, and then where's the sauce, and it's not warm, and there's a lot of complaints that come with it, and it's just not easy. And like, I don't like cooking for myself. I'm new at this cooking thing. I don't enjoy, it's stressful for me to fit it in. So like, as much as I would love to help you, I'm still
Okay. Well, I don't know that you're still struggling with that, because you talk about how you like it, and you.
I like it, but it's not.
And also,
But it's not easy to cook that often.
Also, I can do better when it comes to like how I deliver my criticism, or how I talk about what I want or what I need. We just need to keep working on that,
I already told you this yesterday. I think you need to be self-sufficient when it comes to your diet and exercise, which is the only way that I've been successful. I mean, obviously I have a coach, Sarah, who's now your coach, and with time you will understand. But I used to do delivery food, and I would have like whatever. Once I became responsible for it, that's it. Like, I'm the highest level of responsible.
Yeah.
Anywhere I go, I bring food for myself. I make sure that I'm taken care of, so that I don't get in a situation where I can't do what I like to do. And so I'm sorry, like, I do work full time, and then you're so inspiring and motivating about like TikTok and Instagram and posting. And it's like, I spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking. And then since I try not to do plastic, I have to do dishes, and it's a lot. Like,
I know, but let me just say that like, I can help you with the video shit if you help me with the eating shit.
yeah,
Like you ask, I try to teach you how to do the video stuff, and you're like, no, just do it for me or whatever sometimes.
that was like once.
No, but sometimes that's like how it is. And it's just the same way where like we can sometimes just help each other.
When it comes to editing hair video, you can't really. I have to.
Well, I know, but when it comes to editing other stuff or teaching.
Yeah, but like helping once in a while and like cooking you 2 to 3 meals a day.
I don't want you to cook me 2 to 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm. The other thing
That's
is
not
like
what I'm asking
you
for.
haven't really been ready to eat well.
I'm ready
You
now.
say, I feel that you're ready now.
Okay, cool. So
then
I'm ready.
I like help you, and you'd get upset with me at times. You're like, it's fucking, like, you didn't want to listen to me. That you would always, that was a trigger for me. Like, listening to me would be the last thing. And then like you would go shove your face full of like Halo Top or donuts, and it's like, well, what the fuck? You just wasted all my time, Like, I feel that you're ready now. I have a headache from our fight today, I think. Or I'm getting coronavirus.
We're doing a post-fight podcast trying to identify like why we had the fight and communicate on an open platform so other couples can hopefully grow and learn how to do that. And it can be hard sometimes to communicate, and I think it's even harder to communicate like on a mic with headphones on, but we're giving it a shot.
I don't care about the mic or the headphones.
Okay. Yeah, that was just for the Instagram post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to treat my mind like every day, like before I start my day. And I'm like not doing that right now. And we're like stuck in the house, which is, I feel like it would be a dream. It's like a dream. I don't know why everyone's fucking complaining.
Money.
Well, no, but a lot of people are like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm bored, or it's like, dude, shut up. Like, shouldn't we be like, just sit home and like be with yourself and whoever's with you. Like, just be. Can't we ever just like sit and just be without being distracted? It's like, I don't know why that like kind of frustrates me that like the human race has to be like so distracted and busy all the time. And I think maybe that's part of the reason that I get frustrated with you a lot, because I feel like you're always wanting to be doing like 10 different things at once. And like, I just think one big question that I have is like, I'm just wondering if, well, after the hike, we were walking home, and I saw the Tinter the Sprinter, this guy who runs around Agora, who I did a local legend video on, and I filmed him real quick, and then I was like, I went to go post it, and I was looking for the YouTube link to share to swipe up the link, and you like said something to me about like being present. And I'm just like wondering if did you really want me to be present with you? Or?
Yeah, like we got off of the hiking part of the hike and we were on the street, and like, first of all, you like ran 20 paces ahead of me and Oleg, and I was like, well, that's weird. Why is he all the way up there? Like, this is like the cool down chill part. And then you got on your phone and you were just like no longer present. And it's like, we're in nature. This isn't the time to like do social media. Like, this is the time to be in it right now.
But I'm just wondering if that was like a dig.
No.
Because of what happened last night. Because last night...
No, one had nothing to do with
Veronica
the other.
was on her phone for... You were on your phone for like... How long do you think you were on your phone for? Like, realistically?
Like a movie and a half. A movie and a half?
Well, that's crazy. Because the first movie took like 2 movies to watch because I paused it and we ate, you know?
Yeah, but then I paused my phone too.
Well, okay, let's just say
whatever. I mean,
Let's just say 3 hours.
Okay.
I think it was more like 5.
Sure.
But no, it's okay.
I'll pull up my screen time.
Okay.
From yesterday.
And that's like my time. That's the time that I want to connect. It's like when we're watching a movie. And I feel like we need to value each other's time. Veronica?
Yeah.
Like just because like you don't necessarily think that that's the time to be present with me doesn't mean that it's not an important time for me. And vice versa. So we just need to so I kept looking over at you and you kept saying sorry or whatever, but I didn't like flip out.
So I was on my phone a total yesterday for social networking of 4 hours.
Well, yeah, but you were texting with people and like you were doing all kinds of other shit. Whatever. Let's just call it 3 hours. And I pulled out my phone.
Also, you I grew up.
Did you hear that? You got to be careful.
I hit the mic.
I know, but there's a lot of click-clacking going on.
Okay. I grew up watching TV and movies, like doing arts and crafts or like liking to do something while watching it. So I've already like made the sacrifice. I try at times to just watch TV. It's really hard for me to do. But I also made it clear that I didn't want to watch Outbreak. Like I want to like escape from what's happening right now. I don't want to like...
Contagion.
What Contagion? I don't want to like...
Right.
And then you put it on. Like, you didn't respect I had asked you. I didn't want to watch it. And then Oleg left because he wanted to watch it in Russian, and you still continued to watch it because it's
not what happened.
It's what Pat wanted to do.
That's not what happened.
Oh, okay. What happened?
It was already on. I put it on. Like, in the midst of, like, a bunch of other things I put on. Like, I was just trying different things, and Oleg was like, oh, this is good. I'll watch it later. And you weren't. You were like cooking dinner. You were like not trying to watch a movie at that point. You were like busy.
We all agreed we wanted to watch Rambo because we were going to watch all of them.
Okay, but you didn't ever say to me like, can you turn this off? Can we watch something else? You were just like, oh, I don't really want to watch this. I'm like doing something on my phone.
That's my bad.
No,
I've given up the fight because you do what you want.
No, but if you said that, I totally would.
I feel...
Are you kidding me?
I feel like I had mentioned I don't want to watch this.
Okay, well, you said let's watch Rambo. And then we did.
But you also seemed to be like pretty excited about it, and Oleg was there, so I was like, all right, maybe I'll make a sacrifice and I'll just sit on my phone.
Yeah, okay, but if you're
But then when he walked away, I was like, oh, Oleg's not watching it. Let's put on... Oleg's going to leave. Let's watch Rambo. So he doesn't leave. And then I was like, oh, let's watch Sopranos. I'll be present during Sopranos.
Dude, you were like totally fine with me watching that while you were on your phone. See, that's the thing. It's like we have to pull up the fucking camera footage to see what really was said. But you seemed like you were chill with just like being on your phone while I was finishing Contagion. And then I put on Rambo so we could watch that. It wasn't like we were in a rush. Like we're just sitting around. I would have changed it if you had said like, I want you to change this and I want to watch something else with you. I would have.
Pull up the footage. I don't remember.
All right. Well, whatever.
I feel like I did.
The point I'm trying to make.
I'm pretty chill, so I might have like lightly mentioned it. And
this is
you
the
don't
point.
listen a lot. Like you're in Pat land in your brain, in between your head, in between your ears a lot. So
Well, I know, but
there's
you
no
also
guarantee.
are kind of like unclear sometimes and like vague and like as a matter of fact or like it's all good either way.
Yeah.
But then like later you use it against me and that's like not fair.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe I was
It's
getting.
too vague. It's too vague. It's too broad. There's
Well, look,
times
well,
that you're not listening. There's times I'm vague. There's,
Right. And last
there's times
night-
I say things that are like I think is pretty obvious, and mostly everyone around the room gets it. But you need a little bit more. Like I'm learning that after 15 years that like I can't be like literal with you or like
Vague.
Vague.
No,
not
you
vague.
can't.
Not vague. But like you surprise me sometimes. The things that you don't get.
Yeah, like last night I didn't get that you were like actually upset that I was watching Contagion.
Yeah, I just said it the other day. So I'm not going to like...
I know, but sometimes I trick you into like watching like scary, more serious shit and you really like it. And I'm still trying to like get you to like be on board with that low key.
He's really good at like manipulating a situation. And
But I'm trying to, I think that you can like my brother hated spicy food his whole life and now he likes it. It's like, I feel like you could, like, I'm here to like protect you. Like, I'll keep you safe.
I don't
Like, let's
enjoy-
watch like some fucking serious shit.
I don't like watching scary movies.
I know. She's very, very sensitive to like scary movies and things with dark undertones. And I love things with dark undertones.
I don't mind dark. What's a dark undertone?
Just like The Outsider. Like, I love like dark, like serious movies. Like, were you able to watch the Chernobyl one with me?
No, I was working, I think. I don't.
But that was,
I
like,
don't mind
really-
dark. I don't like scary.
Yeah, but see, Chernobyl wasn't like a horror film, but like I know you wouldn't have liked it because it was just very heavy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oops, sorry. Sorry.
Dude, this is the most clutter clatter. Look, the point I'm trying to
I
make.
have such a headache.
Okay, we can. I mean, look, we can just stop if you want. But like the point I'm trying to make is when we started watching Rambo, you were like still on your phone.
I was waiting for it to draw me in. I don't know why. This one didn't.
I know, but like part of what we're doing is like being together as a family with our little son Oleg.
Give me a rock.
That's a part of the whole thing. Like it wasn't a good movie, but it was like.
But then it's like, are we really bonding? Like sometimes, why can't I just?
I am. Like I am. Like I love seeing your passion for The Sopranos. And I could almost just watch you watch a movie.
I mean, yeah, maybe we just need to.
Like when you get sucked into a movie, like that's almost like one of the.
Oh, the best part about him is when I do get sucked into a movie is when he wants to start playing games and like pausing it to hold me hostage, and I'm like, no, let's keep going. And now he wants to like.
I want to like embrace that moment.
So it's
and,
like don't you get into it, and then he's gonna make you touch or suffer, and then you don't get into it, and you're on your phone to pass time and at least be there with him, and you can't win either way.
Really?
I was reaching with that one.
So, but I'm just trying to say that like today you wanted me to be off my phone for the hike, and I need to respect that, and I put my phone right away.
Not right away.
When you asked me to.
You finished putting up that.
No, I didn't. I still not posted. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's different for each situation.
Yeah, then you started up a new fight towards the end of the walk because you wanted to make a vague agreement. Like, let's just agree to set boundaries. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to figure out, like, what...
But I'm like, but then you're like, I admitted my part, but you're not even, or I'm meeting you halfway, but you're not even meeting me. But I'm like, there's nothing to meet you halfway about. Like, boundaries. That's so vague. Like, we've been talking about setting phone boundaries forever, since phones were a problem. So I was like,
it's
okay.
going to continue until
I know,
we
but it was
figure
just
out.
like, I just feel like you were really out for blood today. Like, you just, I honestly feel like you wanted drama from the start of the day. I just know the days when you're on one.
Maybe.
And I feel like you just woke up probably not late, not feeling great about yourself. Like, and you.
Well, I think what happened is I was woken up by Tim and Gus.
Okay.
And that kind of was
and then
a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, I think you were just ready to be on a tear. Because then you even started fighting with Oleg, too. You were going at him.
About what?
I don't remember.
He just laid right in his tuft.
I know.
So you still can't like see what I'm trying to point out about what happened last night with Rambo?
I should have gone off my phone.
That's it. That's all I wanted you to say.
But maybe we can just, like, say, hey, can you this time, how do we, like, meet in the middle?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. By saying, like, there's certain times where we don't want to have our phones interfering, right? Okay, but like, what if something happens where, like, what if there's a part of the movie that I really want to post?
Then I should be allowed to be on my phone then.
To post something that you want to post, but not just to like check feeds and reply to comments.
Why? That's
because I feel like we need to have
well.
some kind of a
but if you're on your phone,
prioritizing like what.
So then we set a time, 15-minute phone break or 5-minute phone break.
Okay. It's just hard.
And we like tell Siri to set a timer and then we stop when it goes off.
Like, these are the kinds of things that we do need to figure out. And like I think that like tonight, for example, if we're going to like watch a movie, we should put our phones away and then like say, listen, I'm going to grab my I mean, it seems like lame, but like I think it's okay. Like little things that like bother you, they don't matter until they matter. And when you're with someone for your whole life, eventually they're going to matter. Did that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Well, you never know what's going to explode.
No, but I think that I do know what's going to explode. Like any little things that remain unchecked are eventually...
I guess I mean to say you don't know when it's going to explode.
No, you don't. But like that's why it bothers me when people like Tim, for example, like he thinks that he thinks that there are certain issues that are just too small to like talk about. And I don't really agree with that. I think that like...
Yeah, but you also have to like respect people's process. And like a lot of times when you're in pain or something's bothering you, you cannot move forward. You're like walking into a wall until you're done talking about it. And like not everyone processes that way. You have to say to Tim, look, maybe you need a day or two to think about it, but I'd really like to come back to this. Or today on the hike when I was like, please stop. I'm not into this right now. Like, you're like, all right, when we get back home, do you promise me that we can go upstairs when Oleg's not here and like have a private conversation about it? But like, no, you want to air your laundry out for everyone. And like, obviously.
No, it's not about for everyone. I just want to resolve the conflict so I'm not uncomfortable.
But it's you know.
I know that.
And like, I was not in the headspace to resolve conflict at that point.
I know that.
But,
and I worked out and showered and let it be. It was really hard, and I'm forced to do that all the time. It's not easy for me, and I'm working on it. But it's like, why the fuck do people need like time? Like, why can't we just like own our shit in the moment and like move forward? And
when
like,
emotion is high, intelligence is low.
yeah, I know, but I feel like also when emotion is high, like the true feeling of what's happening is like present.
No, I said and did a bunch of things that were unnecessary and like higher than necessary because I was angry.
Right.
Like, I'm the chillest
Yeah,
person.
it's really, really, really hard for me.
I'm gonna just take a ibuprofen real quick, or I don't know.
Please. It is really hard for me to deal with unresolved conflict. It's the hardest thing for me. I've built my whole life around not having to, you know, around like being comfortable or not having to deal with anything uncomfortable, or, you know, not having a boss or someone that can, you know, tell me what to do, or, you know, being able to do things like I'm trying to become an influencer and like a podcaster, because I just feel like it's going to be the easiest job that I could possibly do with the least discomfort, you know? And I'm literally like willing to do anything to become successful doing things that are like easy or fun. And there's just always going to be discomfort and uncomfortable things going on.
Is this what you mean when you say that I can't not
What?
Is this what you mean when you say I can't not do something?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had anybody on this podcast that's like brushing a dog. Wow.
Why would they brush our dog?
Or just like doing...
He's shedding uncontrollably. I can't handle it. And with him, you can like see it. You can like see the tusk. With Dino, you can't. Like, the fur isn't all black. It's got like brown parts. And to get him this calm is hard too.
It just seems like overwhelming. Like how much... Oh, a new NoFX song. Oh my God.
Squirrel.
Make a video and to record a new song that I just wrote 29 years ago.
Whoa.
But I think it has meaning in today's world. So, it is new music.
You're allowed to have a squirrel moment.
He's releasing new music. That's so amazing. NoFX has like some new songs out. Just the Flu. This one's called. I hope I don't get flagged.
Looking back to the past, predictions of the end. Unseen ultraviolet rays are beating on my head. Nuclear threat, wanna bet, will be our demise. The day will come when we'll look to apocalyptic skies. When the news had spread that soon we'd all be dead, well, it just blew our minds. No one could have guessed that our worst fears at best were figments of our time. seems that our dreams will never come to be. How could such a viral thing destroy humanity? A few weeks till extinction, and there's nothing we could do. A message sent to other worlds will say it was just the flu. There's no lesson to be
It's so loud when you do that.
'cause there's no one left to learn it.
Should listen to that song. Listen to the lyrics of that song. No Effects lyrics are always really good. Everything in moderation except moderation. Yeah, I also think like learning to lose is like learning to allow your faults and your flaws to just be like not hiding them always, you know? I think that people want to hide their flaw, which is just really interesting to me that I'm so comfortable with people seeing my flaws, but then when you call me out on my flaws, I'm like freaking out and I'm defending them as if they're like what gives me meaning. Did you know what I'm saying, Veronica, or you didn't hear that part?
I heard.
What did I
It's true.
say?
It's really fucking true about you. It's funny.
What?
You're like, I'm fucking this and I'm that. But then as soon as someone says it to you, you're like, no. You know?
Yeah, it's
Because
so
of this, this,
weird.
and this. Like, you're the king of, like, justifying and the why. And da-da-da-da. It's like, all right. Don't ask me then.
What do you think that's all about?
You're really sensitive.
Yeah, but how am I so okay with just like...
Well, it's like someone can talk shit about... You can say something about your family member, but when someone... No, I guess maybe it's different than that. You can say something like, my brother made me mad. And then someone else says something about your brother, and you're like, fuck you, don't talk about my brother like that. I mean... What are you doing?
Well, I'm just trying to... Well, first I'm just trying to see how gnarly this... I just posted 2 videos of the fight on TikTok because I think that...
So, like, in the moment when we're supposed to have a conversation, you're...
Well, I'm just kind of assuming that it's like going to be that kind of a podcast. You're just like brushing the dog and I'm listening.
I mean, I think we're doing great. And we weren't even talking before this. We just started talking to each other on the podcast.
Yeah, so we had a fight on the way home.
It like emotionally exhausted me. I had to go lay outside and just like have no contact, and I was starving and I couldn't even eat, and I just needed a minute. I mean, I deal with shit differently than you do, and I've never been good with confrontation, and I just shut down. I was like exhausted. So I think maybe in the future you can respect when I say, like, please stop it, Robinson. Stay.
Yeah, this is like the end of it.
Oh, you're never on your phone.
I am on my fucking phone, but I
Stop
want to have a
yelling.
I'm fucking pissed, dude.
I'm not having a conversation until we're done with this hike, and you've calmed down. That's what Steve Friedman taught me. I'm not fucking talking to you when emotion is high.
In case you're wondering who Steve Friedman is, that's our therapist. I think that people in general are afraid.
Look at this pile.
I know it's really big, but I think people in general are just afraid of fighting. They want to pretend like they never have conflicts or fights.
Yeah. Like we're perfect. And
yeah. And I want to kind of, you know, I think part of learning to lose is learning to like have those flaws be exploited or have those flaws. Like, let's not hide our negative flaws or our losses or our...
Well, also, like, I don't want to give people a false reality. They're like, you know, on TikTok, they're like loving you and I, or on Instagram even.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And you're like, oh, like, you guys are the best, and you guys are the best. And it's like, you have an employee who's just like freshly dating a girl, and he's like, oh, we're in love, and we're this. And it's like, fucking good luck. Like...
Right. Well, no, I mean...
The reality is it takes work. And, like, we're not just like, oh, we're meant for each other, and this is easy. Like... We've walked through some crazy shit.
Yeah. And I mean, to be honest with you, like we're now 15 years in and I feel like I don't know that we've really, I mean, we definitely haven't mastered the art of communication.
Oh, well.
We haven't.
No way.
I mean, we're just figuring it out right now. I mean, you know how scared I was? I was pretty scared to... Oh, like, is the camera good? I was pretty scared to ask you to, like, hash this out on the podcast. Like, I thought you were just going to be like, I don't really feel like it. Like, my stomach is kind of hurting right now, and I'm just, like, not. I only know that it's times like this when most people wouldn't. And I don't want to compete with the Joe Rogan podcast because there's no hope. I would never. I don't stand a chance. But if we're able to do this kind of shit, I don't think there's a lot of competition out there when it comes to this. And I actually think this is a very, very valuable, like needed thing for people. Because you can go to therapy. You can pay a lot of money and go to like couples therapy.
Well, in a fight...
Or you can listen to the Learning to Lose podcast and see how we get over our really gnarly fights, which, to be honest with you, I can't imagine that... I mean, that fight was pretty fucking gnarly. I mean, there were things that were broken.
Oh, God.
No, seriously. Your arm and my fucking center console.
My arm's not broken, but it hurts.
I know. And I actually grabbed...
And he did go to hit me.
No, I grabbed your arm and just...
You were about to punch me.
I wasn't going to. I just grabbed your arm and then you got out of the car and this. So the whole time Oleg's just in the back seat.
Well, the thing is like people just hold grudges and like we'll just go and go and go. Like fuck it. Like it's so easy to just be like, I'm sorry. Like
Never mind.
He taught me that. I remember early on, like he would apologize for things that we were fighting. If we were fighting, he would apologize, and then I'd be like, "Oh my God, it's not even his fault." Like,
really?
Yeah, I remember like years ago, you'd be like, "I'm sorry for something." This was like way before I understood emotional health at all. You would apologize for something and then in that moment, I knew, oh my God. It's not really his fault. Like it was like, it wasn't condescending. Like you were coming from the heart. You were like trying to find your part. And it was so minute that I was like, it just clicked. Okay. So sometimes when you're just like, no, like it's easier just to stay in the angry and stay in the hurt and just be like, fuck you. Like I needed a break when I came back. Like I just needed to calm down and like breathe. And like, I wasn't like, fuck him. I'm not going to like talk to him. I saw you like lifting weights. I was like proud of you. And I was like, good. Like he can go get his energy out in that. And I'm just like, I just need a minute. That's why when you mentioned the podcast, I was able to be like, yeah, because I had.
Come here closer so I can see. You because you had a minute.
Yeah, I was able to be like, yeah, I'm down. And I talked to Sean and he made me laugh, you know.
What is that?
You know, it's a horror.
Oleg just walked in and he's showing me a photo.
Oh, like, we know you want to be on the podcast. Get in.
No, you know horror nets? She know horror nets.
Yeah, you did it at our wedding.
So
What the hell? Oh my god.
I think we probably actually could do another one with him, like maybe tomorrow, about like the Corona situation. Because that's just like kind of another crazy thing. But yeah, because I feel like in the beginning of our relationship, yeah, like I don't know, maybe I was in some ways more able to, I don't know, I think it is kind of a progressive disease and alcoholism. And I feel like in some ways maybe I've got worse, and in some ways maybe I've got better. I'm not sure, but yeah, I remember it was hard for you. Well, like, do you have any examples of like when I would be like,
No, but I don't like that. I'm gonna start a fight right now.
Go for it.
I mean, I love AA and I love what it's done for you, but the one thing I have with it is that you're like always so negative about yourself.
Yeah, I know.
I hate that you're like, oh, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. I'm like, so it's like almost it gives you the excuse or the like, yeah, what do you expect? I'm fucked up. Like, it's just, I feel like I try to not say like, I'm a fatty at heart. I just be like, in the past, I struggled with eating and now I've like found a new way.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely like something Shirin has talked about before too. And I agree. And Troy talks about that too, but like the truth is that if I'm not connected and if I'm not treated, I'm just gonna.
That's a better way to say it.
Yeah, but the reason that I'm gonna be that way, the reason I'm gonna be,
if I'm not treated and connected, I could go to my old habits, which are.
I will.
Not instead of being like, I'm a fault-finding piece of shit. Like, you can't, if you keep saying, I'm a piece of shit, I'm fucked up in the head, I'm fucked up in the head, you're not going to grow out of that fucked up in the head.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I'm not saying ignore that. You have that. It's just.
But I think understanding who I am without treatment and without God, where I'm going to go.
It's just the way you say things. It sounds crazy, but it's like the secret shit.
No, I agree. And I want, it's just difficult when I'm using the mind. I mean, look, if I believe I'm an alcoholic, which I do, then I also believe I have a warped mind. And I kind of need to know that, you know? That's the problem.
I think you have an incredible mind. People would be so lucky.
Yeah, I know.
To have like.
Well, that too, but I also.
Because of your disease.
Yeah, it forces me to live with.
Like your mind is way more emotionally advanced than people who don't struggle with substances at all. So it's like, it's just frustrating. Like, I get that you can't just be like, I'm fine, you know? But I just feel like there's a positive framing that can happen. That you can say it like, before I was treated, I had a warped mind, you know, and I have to continue to do the work so that my mind doesn't become warped again. But it's so difficult to watch you always say like, I'm fucked up, piece of shit, like alcoholic. I don't know.
Well, when I say those things, I'm in the disease and I'm not treated. And I'm noticing how negative, like for whatever reasons.
By the way, during the fight, this was happening. They were both like crawling on me and just adding to it. And they were like fighting for the window. And I was like, I'm going to explode right now. Get off of me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a interesting point because I do, a lot of times I just feel like I can't, it starts in the morning. You know, like I can't.
You need to be okay with the life you chose.
Oleg, I just need. He didn't close the laundry room door, and like I don't know if that shit's in focus, and he's just like,
Oleg.
Fuck, man.
Call him.
But I mean, it's you're definitely someone who has more authority to speak on alcoholism than most people, but in the rooms and in the program, it just talks about.
Can you close the laundry door?
Okay.
It's just that we talk about recognizing what we're up against. And when I wake up and I'm looking for what's wrong and I'm
Just
upset,
the way you phrase it.
Yeah, okay, I know, I heard you, and I'm grateful for that comment. I understand what you said. Now I'm talking more about it. I'm saying how when I wake up and I'm in that negative thought life, when I'm in that negative place, like I need to recognize what that is. That was like so loud. Oh, like, can you check to see if this is in focus?
No, it's autofocus.
Yeah, I know, but like autofocus doesn't always work. And is it still recording?
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, I have a gift for you. Look.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we talked about it. I just think we need to just be more conscious of like when we want to connect.
A lot of times you ask me, like, just give me a break. Like, I just woke up. I need to eat. Like, give me a break. I'm like, not smoking.
Well, I mean, if you ask for that.
Well, I didn't realize it till halfway through the hike, which is why when I say, give me a minute, you respect that and you give me a minute. And we need to just go into, especially right now. It's like I've seen people on Instagram, on Instagram, like making schedules for themselves because we could float through this, hopefully only 2 weeks and just like, boom, it goes by. It's like, all right, let's get on the same page because we can then put those practices into our weekends and get the most out of our weekends. Like, you wake up and I'm like full charge, like, here's all the things I want to do, and you're just like, I just need to eat. So it's like, all right, what do you want to get from our weekend? Oh, I want to watch this and this and this. Oh, I'd like to get out and do these things, this and this, and these things around the house. And like, we just communicate that in advance, and then we go, all right, when can we be on our phone, or like what, like just really plan and talk and communicate.
Yeah. What if I don't really want to do anything?
Then I'm going to do what I do and you do what you do. And you have to be okay with not making me do nothing with you.
But what if I want to do nothing with you? Like, what if that's what I actually want to do? I want to sit and like just be with you.
Then we'll have to
without any distractions.
Then we'll have to like set a time for that, because in the normal hustle and bustle of life, if like I just got back from a trip and like then I'm going into a work week, like I can't relax unless I have like my shit done.
I just feel like maybe you don't ever want to just relax. Like, that's the crazy part, is do people want to just ever just relax? They say they want to, but then we have like 2 weeks.
On a beach.
But then we have 2 weeks to do that, and everyone's like complaining that there's nothing to do.
Yeah, but like yesterday I relaxed with you and you fell asleep. It was like, I ended up actually falling asleep too, but I don't necessarily I don't like to sleep that much. So like usually doing nothing with you leads to you falling asleep.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes. And then I also think just sometimes we should just sit outside. Like, I really like when we do that and we don't do anything.
Yeah. I was thinking during this quarantine we could start a fire.
Yeah. So, man, I just feel like that shit got so bad so quick. And I just do we understand why yet? Or?
Yeah, like I had triggers, you had triggers, you were out for blood because of how you were woken up.
I didn't even know it though.
And then it just escalated. Boundaries were crossed, and
So yeah, you have to you have to talk about what's going on.
It also didn't help that you like stopped in the middle of the road. Like, okay, I accidentally damaged your car. It's a car. We're gonna take care of it. Like, you stopping in the middle of the road.
Oh, that was it. I was just,
and I like didn't know who you were, so I got
Well, yeah,
out.
I mean, that's what happens is you like push me.
You pushed me.
Dude, I was chill. You were yelling at me.
I was in pain. I wasn't yelling at you. I was yelling in pain.
Well, I felt like you were yelling, and I even said,
Well,
like,
that's the
you're
thing,
mad at a water bottle.
That was after the fact. But yeah, a lot of times you take things like an attack on you.
But it was like we were already fighting, like, and then the bottle hit you, and it just like, spoop, you went into the fucking red. So I think that like the biggest takeaway from all this is you have to talk about how you're feeling, like right away. You know, you have to know.
You're missing the whole point.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm talking to like the people and like everyone.
But what if the other person in the relationship's like me? They need a minute.
No. I'm talking about before the fight happens. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, like I'm a little bit. I feel like I'm not feeling like I'm feeling a little bit on edge right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I was unaware that I was on edge.
But I feel like you're just constantly defending yourself. Like I was out for blood because of whatever reason, and I didn't even know it.
No, I'm saying, how was I to know I was on edge until I...
No, I was the one on edge.
Both of us.
Okay, and I'm talking about how I think it's important.
And I wasn't defending. I was calling myself out.
Well, I actually tried to like mention it about the 10th. Remember, I was like, I'm building this resentment, and you were like, yeah, you can't work with friends.
That's not what I said.
What did you say?
That's what happens when we work with friends. You're close with them. Like, you're closer. It's like...
But I don't know that it always has to be that way. I think that's just what happens when you work with anyone.
No.
That's been my experience. You think that my dad hasn't fought with Danny? You think that like employees don't fight with bosses? The difference is
I think you forget that I've had a lot of employees.
Well, the difference is that the employees don't get to tell the boss how they really feel, and they end up hating that person. That's why like people...
It's not
I'm not
always...
talking about you. I'm talking about the majority of the world hates their boss. That's just like, I hate my boss. Everyone hates their boss. That's...
No.
Okay. It's funny that you would even try to argue that point.
That's so vague. You can't.
What, you don't think a lot of people hate their bosses?
Yeah, they do, but
Why?
It's probably 50-50 or 60-40.
60-40,
Well,
whatever.
people
50-50. I'm just saying that it's not just with when you work with your friends. I think, if anything, working with your friends is better than working for some random person. Like, I really want to like kind of shatter that idea that you can't work with your friends. I think that you can. It just takes like respect and communication, and it can be better than working with some random... Who's the person that's higher up than you at Redken? Adina's sister or whatever?
It's confusing. I don't know anymore, really.
Depends on which... You like Adina's sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like...
She believed in me, so that's a hard example.
I don't like that like blanket statement that it's hard to work with friends, because it makes it seem like either I shouldn't be doing it, or like it's
hard to be in a business with someone close, especially right now when you guys aren't making income and what's going on, to like not let it affect your relationship otherwise. Like sometimes
you gotta talk
like
closer
sometimes
to
me and Sean like we'll be on stage together, we'll be prepping together, we have like, by the end of the day I'm like, I don't like, sometimes we need a break from each other, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's great to work with your friend on stage, like, cool, like we get along, we never have issues when we're working together, but sometimes it's just like we're done. Like,
isn't that weird that I like hate that? Like, I hate that idea. I hate the fact that like people need breaks.
Yeah, you don't like being...
I don't like that.
But you need a break from.
I know, but I don't like when people talk like that. I need a break, or I can't.
It's not like a said thing. Sometimes it's just like after a long day in the model room, it's like it's just kind of like a understood. Like you go to your room, I go to mine, and we
I just like I'm so.
Well, you don't like to be alone.
I'm so obsessed with my work. Well, certain aspects
You
of my
blur the
work
lines.
that I will.
I don't know if I should have sprinted those fucking.
Like I will
today.
talk about movies. If we start making my movie, I will talk about it for 24 hours a day, all week.
You already do.
Yeah, I guess I just get so obsessed with certain things and people don't.
How long are we at right now?
We're good. We can just stop.
I'm getting hungry again.
Really? What did you eat?
I had some fish and squash, but I didn't really have a carb, so.
You didn't
And
have.
I had a green apple.
You didn't have a carb.
I had like a couple flaxseed crackers, but like I didn't have my like meal that has a carb in it yet. So it could be, and also like I lifted yesterday and ran yesterday, and then I was like sprinting some of those hills today.
So
And like emotionally, I don't know.
So should I just like not talk about how I feel when it comes to like hunger and eating, and you just want me to just deal with it?
How could you go differently about it? Like, I'd like you to open the fridge and like look inside and like try.
But like right now, I'm not hungry at all, and the thought of eating.
He's also said that at least 100 times in the last month.
I know, it's crazy, but what is that?
I mean, I'm not always hungry, and I force myself to eat. My dad is coming.
Oh, is he like about to walk in, or?
No, I don't think so. Too early.
Should I? Yeah, I should probably just try to eat, because the last time I ate was a while ago, and I
Just have a protein shake.
already did.
Well, the thing that you forget is like when you eat and you're cooking, it takes longer to prepare. Like, try not to snack while you eat and just like make the meal.
So I guess I'll just
You ask advice and then you don't listen.
start making the meal. I listened.
Yeah, you make the meal, and then by the time you're done, you're hungry. Like, notice your mom never eats because she like eats throughout the entire while she's cooking, and then she doesn't ever sit down and eat. It's not really great to do that.
So I'll eat. I guess I'll just make some.
But yeah, what I'd like you to do is like open your eyes. It's a hard thing for you to do. Open your eyes and like look in the pantry on every shelf. Look in the fridge on every shelf. Open the doors. Like, what do we have? What sounds good? Oh, okay. I like Brussels sprouts. I know you probably don't really, but like, Veronica, how do I cook these? That's not what should I eat. Like, how do I cook these Brussels? Like, be more specific. Or like, how do I make this? Or like, I'm craving this. Or like, here's some items that sound good. How can I get creative with it?
I mean, I feel like you've never said that. That's a great solution to our problem.
Well, we've never sat down on a podcast.
No, I mean, but
also, again, you're like ready for the first time.
Yeah, but also like I say in a general way, oh, I'm not hungry, or I don't know what to eat, and you just get mad rather than saying.
Because then when I suggest things, then you're like, nah, I'm not hungry. Like, how many times can I tell you I'm not always hungry when I eat?
Okay, so asparagus.
So like I say that, and then you go, I'm not hungry again, and it's like, ugh, you know?
Okay, asparagus.
I think we have some. I'm not sure.
All right, let's go cook.
Do you like cauliflower?
Kind of. I don't know. This was just an experiment. It's difficult to be vulnerable and talk about our relationship, but I do think it could be helpful for others that are. I mean, I know that it already has been for people on TikTok, and I think just relating on a, you know, on a level with other people going through similar stuff. And I don't care if you've been married for years or if you're just in a new relationship with someone, getting honest, vulnerable, and communicating with them is just, it's everything. It's got to be fucking everything. But it's also like the hardest thing to do. So if you got something from this or you think I should just keep doing it, please comment. Actually, if you guys could do me a favor, if you're still listening to this podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could just like rate it in the iTunes app. If you can like give it like however many stars you think it deserves and like write a comment, like, you know, write a description of why you like the podcast. That would be really cool. Really help me. My dream is to one day, you know, be able to do this. You know, it just, I have invested a lot of money and time into this, and if you've gotten anything out of it, it would just be really, really awesome to if you could just comment and or just rate it in Apple. It could help me potentially monetize it one day. Thanks for listening.